guys, I'm Molly West, the Sensible Stitcher, and thank y'all for being patient with me. I will give a life update at the very end of this video. I'm pretty sure I told you guys that I would come back within 2 weeks and it's been 6. So I am so sorry. But I'll end the video with a life update in case some of y'all are here to see stitching only. We will dive right into cross stitch. This video will probably be edited together. It might look a little bit choppy. All 6 of us are at home today. We've got lots going on, but I will just do the best that I can, and I'm gonna show myself some grace, and hopefully you guys can show me some grace too, and we'll power through. The first thing I'm gonna show you all is my drawing from I had 3 giveaways on my last video. My son likes to draw the numbers, I think it's really fun to let him do that, and he seems to enjoy it. So I am going to insert the video of him doing the drawings right here. Hi guys, I am here with my son Chandler, and he is gonna do the drawing for the Blue Flower Gentle Rain chart. It comes with a little fob that my daughter made, and a Mary Rose bag with little dog bones. And for the dog chart, we had a total of, I put the numbers in the bowl. We had a total of 25 people that wanted the dog chart. You're gonna have to excuse the fact that I'm low techie. Everyone else is high techie. Okay, Chandler, come pick a number. Put your hand in and get one. Don't look. Okay, let's show them which number you drew. Number 23. And number 23 for the dog chart is Clothesline Crafts. So I will make a comment on your comment, and let me add the rest of the numbers. For the last 2, the wintertime chart and for the Plum Street sampler, we had 33 people that entered those. So now we have officially 33 numbers in the bowl. All right, Mr. Chandler. This one has a So Much to Love bag with snowmen on it and a snowman fob that my daughter made, and Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. And I'm gonna let my son pick a number. All right, Chandler, no looking. Pick one number. Just one. Number 18. And number 18 for the Winter Rose Manor packet is Lorraine Bergstrom. I'm sorry, Lorraine. Okay, so the last one that we have also had 33 comments, and this is another bag by Mary Rose. Let's see. And the chart is Plum Street Samplers, Friends of the Heart. The key word on this one was plum. Here's the bag. And here's a little fob that my daughter made to match it. It's really pretty and sweet. And, okay, pick one. Number 13. Let's see who that is. For the Plum Street sampler, number 13 is Patsy Williams. Congratulations, Patsy. And I will comment on your comment and get these things sent out to you. Thank you, Chandler. Hi, friends. Okay, so I've had 2 finishes since I saw you all last. And one of them I've already gifted. I made Spot for my mom. Oh, I did the tiny one though. And I don't know, I think I told you guys that I was headed out of town and I grabbed Cauldron. I think it's by Classic Colorworks. I've probably unkitted everything. Oh no, I didn't. And I thought that I was grabbing a dark gray. It's like a purple. And so my Spot was sort of a gray purple with that orangey gold. I just sort of mixed and matched. But anyways, it turned out so cute. My mom loved it. I'm sorry I don't even have a picture to put in here. I gave it to her as a Mother's Day gift. So, but she enjoyed it. So I'm happy about that. And I had a big finish back in April. So in April of 2020, I started my long dog, Wisdom, and I started it for Autism Acceptance Month. My middle daughter is autistic, and so I love the fact that it had a bunch of bright colors in it, and it reminded me so much of like neurodiversity and the inclusive nature that we all strive for. So it has not been ironed, but it is finished. I'm so happy. And it took a year, and I left a ton of stitching for the end. Almost all of the top I stitched in April, this top third, and I also left a ton of the flowers along the border. So it is finished, and I am absolutely thrilled with how it's turning out, with how it did turn out. And so as soon as I finished that, I immediately gave myself a new start of its companion piece, which is Virtue. This is how far I have gotten. I will say that I did monogame, and so I stitched on only one thing. I did not want to leave all the work until April like I did on Wisdom. So on Virtue, I stitched exclusively on this piece. Let's see, that's the bottom, during the month of May. And y'all, I got so much done. Check it out. Open my drapes. Sorry. Look. I can't see what y'all are seeing, but I'm thinking it's great. So I get to work on this for a few days this month. So it will be coming back out, and I am so motivated to get this one finished. It is also an autism piece, so I started in April. I'd actually like to get it finished before April because these are going to be hanging on either side of our master bed. And so I'm so anxious to get this one, you know, pressed and framed. And so I obviously will need to get this one finished, pressed, and framed. So I'm super excited, and hopefully you guys will see a lot more progress on that in the near future. Let's see, I also worked on my Mirabilia. Lisa from Crossed by Floss did Mirabilia Mania or Mirabilia May, and so did Sarah the Stitchin' Mommy. And I've been collecting Mirabilias for a long time, but I have never stitched one. I've never even put, you know, needle to thread on one, with the exception of this one. This gal, this is Princess Elena, And she has so much movement in her, and she reminds me so much of my middle daughter, who is always, always on the go. Always. I've never known anybody with as much energy as her. And so I'm stitching this one for Fern, my middle daughter. And I am going to be stitching on her, and I'm actually going to start some of my other Mirabilias on Mondays with Lisa from Cross by Floss. I think that's such a great idea. It's a 1 day a week commitment, and it's just, that seems just right to me. So this is how far I've gotten on her, which I'm proud of that progress. So I am, let me hold them up side by side so that you can kind of see. Okay, so I am in the bottom of her dress. I am working my way towards her leg. Her leg right here will be coming out right about where my finger is. So I am working my way across. I started in the middle bottom, which is pretty deceptive, but it's actually right here. So I'm working from here over. So I'm proud of the progress that I have on this one, and I'm not sure exactly what kind of a rotation I'll do. I was kind of thinking like 3 Mondays on this one and then starting a new one, or every other week work on this one, just so that I can have one of them that gets good progress. But don't hold me to that, because it's hard to always, sometimes you just want to stitch what you want to stitch, you know. I think that I have enough different Mirabilias that it will be fine and fun. So the next thing that I have on my pile is, this was really fun. I ordered some sulky threads. I was wanting to start the Madonna by Modern Folk Embroidery, and I wanted to stitch it on 32 count with sulky floss because I wanted it to be a car project. I spent a lot of my life in a carpool line, and so I thought, well, that's something that I can work on for, you know, 30 minutes or an hour at a time, and it'd be great. But I had never used sulky floss, so I grabbed a piece of 32 count vintage country mocha, and I grabbed some fun small charts, and let me show you what I grabbed. I grabbed Modern Folk Embroidery, Birds of a Feather, and I wanted to stitch this one. And then I also grabbed French Trifles by Carolina House Designs, and I stitched this small and this small. I don't stitch very many smalls, but I had never used sulky, and so I really wanted like to almost have like a sketch, like just do some sketching with the sulky thread so that I could get a feel for how to start and stop, what a pin stitch would look like or feel like. So I did this little Eiffel Tower from the Carolina House Designs. Then I did this little tiny bouquet, just so sweet and cute. And I just grabbed floss at random here. And then I did, this one was from the Modern Folk Embroidery Birds of a Feather. So essentially I kept this little piece, there's still room over here, but I just essentially kept this one piece of, sorry, I've got a kiddo singing in the other room. I hope that's not too disturbing. But I just kept this in my car with sulky thread and just kind of grabbed what I wanted. And it was so fun to be able to give that a try. It was a new experience for me, and I was able to figure out kind of how the coverage was gonna look. So I'm super excited. I've got a couple, not enough to show, but I've got a couple first few stitches on the Modern Folk Embroidery, I believe it's called Madonna. I'll insert a picture of it right here. So then I worked on my daughter's piece. I am stitching this for my youngest daughter who makes the fobs. And I had already stitched the yellow submarine for her, and I am stitching the octopus garden for her. I have changed, let's see, here's the yellow submarine that I stitched for her. And on this same piece of fabric, which I dyed myself, I've got quite the singer in the background, sorry friends, which I just dyed myself. This is 32 count. And there's my start on the octopus garden. And this most recent time, I filled in this seaweed or whatever it is, the vegetation behind the octopus. And so anyways, I'm making pretty good progress on that little guy, and he's so much fun to work with. The colors are so different with all those kind of purple. And of course, I changed all of the colors. Nothing about mine looks similar. Every single color was changed. And I grabbed my color palette from this because they'll be hanging one atop the other in my my daughters share like a little Jack and Jill bathroom, and so it will be going in there when it's finished. Let's see, I worked on this piece, Alita Pappin, and I like this piece. I love Reflete Soie so much, and their pieces are commitments because they're so big, and I have it is my favorite designer reproduction company, and I like this piece. I am considering just tabling this piece until like January of this next year in picking up a different Reflete Soie. I feel like they're such a commitment that I don't necessarily want to have two going at exactly the same time. So I mean, I don't want to do away with the whip or anything like that. I think I need a break from it. I've gotten a lot of progress in it. Let's see, let me pull it up. Gosh, now that I'm looking at it, I think it's so pretty. Maybe I won't do that at all. Maybe I'll just keep working on it. So I've gotten a lot of progress in this. I got a lot of the arch put in, and I started in on sort of the swag of leaves underneath. And yeah, I mean, it's really pretty. Maybe I just need to keep on keeping on. They just have so many beautiful charts that I feel like I'm getting tempted by some of the other stuff. I don't know. I might table this for a little while. I haven't worked on it much since March or April. And so I might just put it away and pull it back out like in 2022 and just leave all my threads, leave it fully kitted, ready to pull out whenever I want to, and kind of reassess where I am with it in a few months. It's my only project that I'm feeling that way about, and so I don't know. We'll see. Okay, these two are both on Q-snaps, so I'll have to go get them in a second. Okay, this piece, I feel like I've been working on this for 100 years, and it's so small, but that's okay. I'm having a hard time remembering names right now. Michelle McGraw, she recently finished hers, which is so embarrassing because I think I started mine a long time before she did. I still have all the grass to stitch in, but my dog is complete, and I completed him during this most recent rotation. So he's coming right along. I just need to stitch in the grass. He's cute, cute, cute. This should be easy. I'm not sure what's taking me so long. It's a lot of stitching. That grass is full coverage, so, but he just needs to get done. Knocked out. What do I have here? Oh, this is the Jessie Watson Sal, and this is with the Raspberry Stitcher. Let me find the cover page, friends. And I give myself, is there lower than an F? An F minus on keeping up with this. So here is the beautiful piece. I keep reminding myself that it needs to be completed by next April. So that gives me lots and lots of time. I'm gonna show y'all where I am. It's beautiful. I need to work on it. I just haven't. Oh, this is embarrassing. That's where I am. Barbara, I'm sorry, friend. Oh, I can hear my husband blowing the leaves. It's staying in my whip pile. I stink at Sal's. Okay, moving on. I can't beat myself up over anything. Life's too short. All right, let's check out what's next. We've got Simple Gifts by Praiseworthy Stitches. And I got a lot done on this one. I worked, okay, let's see. I stitched in this sing and this bit of the flower, and I know I put in that. So I think I maybe even more than that, y'all, but I know I put in this bottom part and I know I put this in, possibly that too. But anyways, I know I worked on it for, I think 10 hours. It was on one of my whip goes. And so I think I put in 10 hours on it, which for me is a lot. It feels like a lot. Okay, so speaking of Fox and Rabbit, was I speaking of Fox and Rabbit? Oh, I am now. Here it is. Charlotte Mills. Beautiful. Love it so much. I am still, oh, I'm sorry. Praiseworthy Stitches was on a 36 count piece of Zweigart that I coffee and tea dyed myself. Jessie Watson. Oh, I have you on, Jessie. This looks like light, 36 count light mocha was Jessie Watson. Fox and the Rabbit is on, I almost always put my sticker on my, where is it? This looks like 36 count light mocha. It looks exactly the same as the Jessie Watson. Okay, and I am still in the border, and that's okay. I'm gonna show myself some grace. This time I worked both this direction and this direction. It's a big, big border. And it's intricate, and it is so beautiful. It makes you hurt to look at it. It's painfully gorgeous. Painfully gorgeous. I'm pulling it out of the plastic so that you can experience the pain. Look at it. Oh, my stars. So pretty. So I'm just gonna keep plugging along slowly but surely. This one is feeling a little bit like, like a lifetime project, and that's okay. It will be worth it when it is complete. My heart will be happy. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is so fun. I pulled out Birds of a Feather Summer. I bought these on Kitten Stitcher's website, and I am currently working in her hat. I am, let's see, I've put in the majority, whoops. Okay, I've put in the majority of this bird and this boat, and I've started in on this hat. And if you don't care for counting and you don't like a lot of negative space, this is not going to be the stitch for you. And she is 2/2 on bright white. Oh, she's gonna be so fabulous. Cannot wait. I mean, she is big and funky and weird and wonderful. I love her. Okay, I've got 2 more, and then I've got 2 that are actually on Q-snaps. I always stitch in hand, but for 2 of these pieces, they're on Q-snaps. I put in a good bit on my Forest of Sumatra by Ink Circles, and I am stitching this one on, let's see, what's this? Tea-dyed Monaco, 28 count, and I am stitching it 1/1, and this will be the finished size, but I am right up here. And I am stitching this with Weeks Dye Works collards. And there's pretty variegation in there. And I'm really enjoying this one. The stitches are tiny, but I think it's gonna be really, really pretty when it's all said and done. And I am getting close. Oh, you can see where I've come down the side. I'm getting close to the end of page 1. I don't work on this one very often. I work on it whenever I pull out Christmas stitching, even though this is not Christmas, the trees remind me of Christmas trees, and it somehow ended up with my Christmas stitching, and that's okay. All right, and then my last piece before I go get the 2 that are on Q-snaps is my beautiful, beautiful Brigid Power by GigiR. I was trying to knock out a page a month, and I think I'm maybe a month behind. I don't know. I've had, I'll do a life update at the end of the video, but it has been a busy, busy 3 months for us. And so I'll give a little life update at the end in case you're just here to see the stitching. You can hi-ya on out. Okay, let's see. So there's Brigid Power. And let me show you what I've done here. It's a 20-page design, and there are 4 pages across and then 5 pages worth down. And so what I did was I stitched 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I dropped down and started stitching on page 8. So I'm probably gonna snake through it. That way, you know, if a bit of 4 but I could move directly from 4 down into 8, and then I'll come back this way. So where I am right now is on the big basket, and my goal is actually to get just the basket finished by this evening. And I think I can. I've got the majority of it done. Yeah, I should be able to, come to think of it. This is where I am. This is on Picture This Plus Moon Glow, and I think it's 32 count or 28 count, but it's 2/2. And I am using the called for DMCs, but I blend them with an overdye cotton floss that I think has lots of variegation, but that the DMC is within the same color family. Anywho, I got a lot done on my Brigid Power by GigiR, and she's pretty. I don't see very many people stitching her, but she is a 20-page project, so that might be why. And maybe it's not other people's aesthetics. I love her. Okay, I'm gonna pause right here and go get my 2 pieces that are on Q-snaps. Okay, so the first one I'll show you is called The Escape, and it's a Leslie Teare design. It's out of this book, and I apologize for the outdated language. And it is this middle piece here. And I'm getting close to being finished with the actual stitching. And then I have backstitch and border and so many French knots. So anyways, but it's getting much closer, and I think it's turning out really pretty. So there's this one. And my last one, someone recently asked me about this project, and I'm not giving up on this one. I'm just too much in love. I'm too far, my heart's too far gone. Hipster Joe. Panna. Y'all. I have so much love for old Hipster Joe. Look at him. So, let's chat real quick about this guy. I tried to stitch Joe kind of outward, and I found myself frogging. I mean, there's not a nice way to put that. So what I've done is I've actually worked my way down, and I am going to start working in a bit more of like an organized and calculated style, because I don't want to waste, it's kit floss, and so I don't want to have to frog too much. That could be disastrous. So as far as having a floss to get all the way through it, I ordered a second kit because I was so worried that I'd frogged out so much of my floss. So I do have a bunch of spare floss, but Magnolia Nana Sharon is also stitching this. She's going to gift it to her husband, which is really, really thoughtful and sweet. He's great, and I'm having a lot of fun stitching him. He is on 18 count black Aida that came with the kit, and I'm finding it pretty easy to see, particularly if I put something you know, light colored, like something white across my lap, then I can see him well. So those are my only two pieces that I keep in Q-snaps. Actually, I have a total of 4 pieces that I keep in Q-snaps, but these are the only ones that I've worked on. And I think I have him in a Q-snap because of the color of the, sometimes I don't even know why I put things in Q-snaps, but I think for him it's the color of the fabric. And I know with the Leslie Teare design, it is because of the backstitch and the French knots. I mean, sometimes when I have a lot of specialty stitches, that's when they end up in the Q-snaps. So anyways, that is it for my current whips. So this is my haul, but this is haul since late February, early March. I so rarely do haul, but I'm gonna show you what all I have purchased during the spring and into this summer. So most recently, I went to my L&S, which is the Stitch Niche in Arlington. And I found some beautiful things. This Stacy Nash Primitives, the stable at Hollyberry Farms. Stacy, the 911 stitcher, is working on this, and it is so beautiful that I just had to get it when I saw it there. So pretty. The blue flower, this is the Tudor Bee. I've seen several people stitching this up. I'm so sorry, my husband's cutting the grass. I've seen several people stitch this up, and it is just beautiful. It was a release this year. Y'all, they had Strut and Tom, but they had the whole kit. How could I not get that? I did not get this when it was a new release, and then I thought, well, I don't know if I can get the kit. And Stitch Niche has it as a full kit, and I think there was another one. So if you need Strut and Tom, the whole kit, you can call the Stitch Niche in Arlington, Texas. And while I was over there looking at Lindy Stitches, I had to bring this one home. It's so sweet. As for me, I am poor and needy, but the Lord takes thought for me. That is so sweet. I just love this. And then I got a couple of more typical Molly charts. They're huge. I have 2 scarlet letters. This one is Harriet Ringrose. Y'all, isn't that beautiful? I love it. So that's pretty. I don't know when I will ever stitch it, but it is gorgeous. And this one's Jane Atkinson. And I think I only own like maybe 1 or 2 from the Scarlet Letter. So that was exciting to broaden that. Let's see. So that was from the Stitch Niche in Arlington. And I know that this seems like a ton of haul, but guys, this was over the period of multiple months, half a year essentially. Okay, and then from, let's see, the Cross Stitch Nook in Missouri, I finished out I had 10 of the Anniversary of the Hearts charts from Blackbird, and I needed 2 more, and I found them at the Cross Stitch Nook. And so I have the whole series now. I'm not sure when I will stitch it, but after watching, you know, Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, and I got some needles with that too, but I've never tried these. Sullivan's needles. So I get to try new needles, so that's fun. Those were also from the Cross Stitch Nook. But, oh, I got Souvenir of the Heart, and then Moonlight Visitor. Maybe I only needed 1. I actually hadn't opened this packet. I was trying to wait until there's my husband. We're all home today. This could be interesting. I was trying to wait until my video to show haul, but I got Souvenir of the Heart. It's been a while. And then I also got Moonlight Visitor. So that is exciting. This will go with my Blackbird designs, and then this one will go into my project bag that has all of my Anniversary of the Heart pieces in it. So that rounded out, that completed my collection. I'm gonna put my needles over here. Okay, and then from Hollis Hands Creates, oh, this is so good. So with a couple of long dogs on the go, I've got the finish, and I've got one that's probably 1/4 of the way there. I was really feeling like I needed another really bright and beautiful long dog, and Pam from you know, Pam and Staff, everyone watches them, they're so great, finished this, and so I think that this is my next super colorful long dog sampler. It is absolutely gorgeous. So I got this from Hollis Hands Creates, and she is somewhat local to me. She's a Texan, so when I order from her, I get things so quickly, and she sends little project like project trackers, project information cards and things. She's just great. So that is wonderful. And then this was actually my Needlework Expo order, and I ordered this year from GigiR Stitchery. There's their information. And they were so great about communicating. One of my pieces was from Fox and Rabbit, and there was like a slight delay getting some of the stuff from Australia, and guys, they communicated back with me and let me know kind of what to expect and when it will all be here. But this was the Fox and Rabbit chart that I selected. Elizabeth Cooper, 1866, and I am particularly in love with that dog, that middle motif. I think that's super cool. The whole thing is beautiful. Yay! So I got that. Like I said, I've had these things for a while, and this was not a release, but I got it at the same time. May These Lines a Relic Prove, and it's from Cross Stitch Antiques, and it is just so beautiful. Oh my stars, it is so pretty. The restraint, being able to just leave blank space. Beautiful, I love it. And then, of course, I got the Dutch Sampler by Barrick, which is so pretty. I love the contrast between the light silks on the dark linen. Beautiful, beautiful. It's got a unique look to it. And then my last one from Expo, so I guess I got 4 Expo pieces, which for me is that's a big haul, is this beauty by Teresa Kogut, Come to the Garden. And I know everybody has seen these. The nice thing recording my videos so late is that you get to see them again months and months later. Hooray. A butterfly or moth. Gorgeous, I love it. Okay, so then I spent a little bit of time trying to finish kitting some projects. So a long time ago, I bought from Kitten Stitcher, Teresa at Kitten Stitcher, I bought these Birds of a Feather design, and I saw them, they're back on her website. This might not be everybody's aesthetic, but it is mine. They're fun and they're funky and they're just so stinking beautiful. So I have all 4 of them, and one of them is a whip, but these I had the fabric for, but I was missing some of the floss. And so I placed an order and received from 123 Stitch, I received the flosses. So that's really, really nice. So I will be able to complete my Birds of a Feather seasonal pieces. So I completed my Anniversaries of the Heart, and I completed my Birds of a Feather seasonal pieces. And then I completed one more thing, guys. I've had this chart forever. And whenever I watch Amy Loves Toads, she has it hanging. I don't know if it's maybe in her sewing room or kitchen or something, but she has it finished and she has it hanging. And I just absolutely love it. It reminds me of my children attend a school called Green Oak School, and something about this just the diversity of the different trees and the fact that it is trees and the sentiment in the middle, it reminds me so much of their school. And so I've had this chart forever. I've obviously never started it, but I thought, you know, it'll be easier to start if you'll get it. And then you'll have it ready and you can start it when you want. So I kitted it. I bought some fabric. It is 36 count and it says platinum, but I think that's antique white. And I bought all of the DMCs, and it's ready. It's ready when I'm ready. And because I bought just Zweigart and DMC, it's ready to go, and it didn't cost a fortune to kit it. So 2 thumbs up with that. That was just wonderful. And then let's see what else I got. I got a couple charts from 123 Stitch. I got a lot of charts from 123 Stitch. These I've been putting in a box. I haven't started any of them. I've just been boxing them, waiting for today. So I've been boxing this stuff since February. So it is an indulgence, but it's, you know, a 6-month indulgence. So here we go. Leela's Studio, Spirit of Christmas, 1 and 2. Beautiful. Look at that. I just think that that would be the prettiest teacher gift. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, I am just gonna get close on all the words because I can't pronounce it. Little House Needleworks, Bethlehem. Teresa Kogut, Let Freedom Ring. Doesn't she make you happy? Ah, so cute. Okay, this I bought with somebody in mind. It's Silver Creek Samplers, and it is called, what is it? What's the name? Garden Bliss. I forget, theirs are on the back. And this reminds me of somebody, so I will be gifting it to them. This one, Emily C. stitched this, and y'all, I had a total project crush on her P-Roy, and I've got to own it. I don't know when I'm gonna stitch him, but I had project envy. I loved it so much with all my heart. So here it is, I own it now. This will be gifted. I have a couple things in here that I am going to be gifting, and I already know who the recipient is. This is also a gift. I guess I need to separate things out. This is so pretty. Silver Creek Sampler. For some reason, I kind of got on a Silver Creek Sampler kick during one of my orders, and it's called When Life is Done. And I know who I'm stitching this one for also. This one is also a gift. So a lot of these have been gifts so far. This will also be a gift. This one and this one will be going to the same recipient. And they are so pretty. Oh, okay, this one is Hen and Chicks by Brenda Gervais. So cute. All right, who is it? Let's see. I see your face, and she's the sweetest human. I think that I know Brian from Blitz Stitch, I think, is stitching this one. It's Joy, and that's the RETM. Who is the other person that has already stitched this and has it on their wall? I never miss hers. She gardens and she's got great finishing stuff. I'm drawing a blank. Two separate Flosstubers influenced this purchase, and I'm excited about this. Oh, I thought that this might be a good gift too, so I put it in there. Sweet. Let's see. Here is a GigiR that I have no idea when this was first published, but I had never, excuse my elbows keep squeaking on my table, but I had never seen it before, and the motifs in it are pretty spectacular, friends. Look at those, like lions and whatever in the world that gorgeous thing is. Is it like a peacock? I mean, it is so outrageous. So anywho, I went ahead and got it. I think maybe because I'm loving my current GigiR right now that I am feeling like all of the GigiRs are going to be just spectacular, and they are wonderful. And then this was my last purchase, and this was another, I don't know if I'll stitch this for myself or as a gift, I don't know, and I don't even know how I would stitch it, but I added it to my collection, and that is my haul. So these are the projects that I am going to give away for my next, for this video. So if you would, this one will be, what is it, re-gifting? I don't know, I finished this project. So I will, pass the stash, that's what we call it. I'll call it re-gifting. I am going to re-gift you Spot by Kathy Barrick. I did the small one, but the beautiful chart, the large chart is absolutely beautiful. It is so pretty. So if you would like to stitch a visit from Spot, just use the word Spot. And while I'm on Kathy Barrick, I have not seen many people stitch this. I don't know if I've seen anyone stitch it, but this is on my plans of things to stitch, and it's called Swan Garden. And I think it is so beautiful. Maybe people don't want to stitch it because it's on a darker fabric, but it takes my breath. If you would like a copy of this, just use the word swan. Oh, she is a genius. And then I have two other Past the Stashes. So this one's a new chart. I haven't used this. I actually bought two of it because I think it's so pretty. I feel like someone else needs to stitch it. This one is a Past the Stash. And then I finished this a while back. It's the Stacey Nash, what is it called? Prized Pig Sewing Book and Flower Urn Pin Keep. And it is really cute. I did this and gifted it to my mom, but this is really sweet too. And if you would like this, just put the word pig. And I finished this a long time ago. I actually, the reason that I thought of this is I need to just take it to the framers. It's small and I really want to hang it next to my sewing machine. It reminds me of my grandmother. And I don't know that they have published this one again. And so it's an older chart you just don't see quite as often. It's called Forget Me Not. And it's beautiful. And so if you want this Blackbird design chart, just use the word forget. Okay, so those are my 4 giveaways for this week, and I'll draw somebody. I hate to even say I'll be back in 2 weeks. I have no idea. I'm going to do my best. Typically, I'm a once a month filmer. This last time I set myself up for failure, telling you all I would be right back and giving myself a quick turnaround time. So I'm not going to do that again. Anyways, these are here if you would like them. And I think that it's probably time now where I can give you a quick little life update. Things are great. Our family is doing good. My son has a heart defect, and 15 years ago he had, I guess it was his, he had an open heart surgery. He's had a couple. And when they performed that open heart surgery, they told us that it would hold for the next 10 to 15 years. And that was 15 years ago. Our most recent cardiac appointment was before COVID. He's always gone every 6 months, but until we were able to get him fully vaccinated, we wanted to, the mortality rate for people with Down syndrome is considerably higher when they get COVID, because their lungs are shaped more like a bell and less like a kidney bean. So they collect fluid in the bottom area, which causes pneumonia. And it's just a harder recovery, and unfortunately, some of the adult individuals with Down syndrome that contracted COVID did not make it. So we were pretty over the top cautious with Chandler. And so we had a doctor's appointment, a cardiac appointment. He needed to have an MRI, which he had to go under anesthesia for it. They put him on like an artificial breathing device, so that they're able to inflate his lungs and take imaging of his lungs imaging of his heart while his lungs are completely inflated, hold his respiration, and then deflate his lungs, take more imaging of it. So we knew that was upcoming, and that came up at the end of May. And I'm a worrier, and so I found myself, the more anxious I became about his appointment, the more I had, like, I don't know if you would call it like camera anxiety, or I don't know what the deal was. I was nervous to film for some reason. I still don't understand why there would be a connection between my anxiety level and comfort in front of filming for you guys. Y'all are so sweet to me. So, but there was some sort of like a little disconnect, and I set my stuff up and I thought I was gonna film, and then I would just take it all back. And there were some days where I was having such high anxiety that I literally could not stitch. I quilted almost exclusively for nearly a month, and in April.
I didn't do much stitching at all. And so he had his appointment. The MRI went really, really well. And while we were told originally that he would have 10 to 15 years before his next open heart surgery, we were told after this one that his next surgery date is going to be years and years in the future, and that we don't have anything to worry about right now, that he is doing really, really well. And so ever since then, I have been stitching around the clock. It has been so much fun. I've been pulling out some of my old favorites. During that time of anxiety, I only worked on my one long dog sampler piece, and that was really great because there was all of the gray border and it was just straight line stitching, and some days that was kind of all that I had the brain capacity to do. But now that I know that he is okay, and that we have several years of feeling good about his heart, I'm in a really good headspace, and I'm stitching a lot again. My anxiety levels are down, and it's just been so fantastic. So anyways, that is my big life update. I'm sorry it took me so long to come back, but you guys were kind to wait on me, and I will be filming soon, I hope, and I'll see you then. Bye.